Hey everyone, the last sound that we're going to add is going to be the background sound that's going to play throughout our game. You can go ahead and click on the button sprite since that's where we're going to go ahead and add the code. You can just go ahead and pick a random empty spot to add this code to. So to start off, we're going to click on the control tab and we're going to scroll down. We're going to add when I start as a clone. Okay. Since this is specifically looking for when we actually press the button sprite to start our game. Underneath this, we're going to still inside of control add an if then. Then we're going to go into operators and add the equal sign. We're going to make the 50 into a 2. And the empty bubble, we're going to go inside of our variable tab and we're going to add the clone bubble to it. After we're done, inside of this if then is where we're going to add our sound. Now, we're going to go ahead and click on the sound tab and we're going to make this a little bit different. So usually when we make our background sound, we actually add a forever because we want it to loop over and over and over again. And that is one of the ways you can make a background sound. But another way that you can do it is you can have multiple background sounds so that when one of it finishes, another one begins and it's a different sound each time. And that also works as well. So in order to do this, you're going to add the play sound until done because we don't want it to get interrupted at any point. And you can see here that I actually given you guys a couple of picks. So there are 3 different Christmas songs that you guys can add. Again, you do not have to do this if you don't want to. You can always click on the sound tab at the top. You can click on choose a sound, and if you go to loops, they have longer sounds, and you can pick 3 of your favorite ones or even more if you really want to. There is no limit to the amount of sounds that you can add for this. But if you can't find any that you like here, or you can at least look for one that you like and maybe edit it, you can always go into YouTube, like I said, or you can find a sound, download it, and then you can just hover over choose a sound, upload a sound, look for it in your computer, and then you can add it to your game. Now, once you're done doing that and you have all the sounds that you want to use, you're going to go back into your code tab. This is going to play in the order that you put it, so that's very specific. So just make sure that the order in which you want the sounds to play is the order that you put it. So let's say I actually want to start with Jingle Bell Rock. I'm going to add that as my first one. So it's going to play that entire sound until it's done. And I'm going to add the second sound that I want to play afterwards, and I'm going to leave it as Santa Claus is coming to town, and then I'm going to play my very last one at the very bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and change it to the very last sound. And that way, as I'm playing my game, it plays the entire first sound, then it transitions to the second sound, and then it transitions to the third sound. And again, there is no limit to this. You can put as many sounds as you want. So just take your time. The only other thing is try to make sure that the sound isn't too long because that will make your game either slower, or when you're trying to open it, it'll also make it a little bit slow to open it because sounds do take a lot of memory for your game to open. So just keep that in mind when you're adding sounds. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and move on to finishing our code for our high score sprite.